Guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I'm here today to bring you a love and soul connection message for the sign of Scorpio. This message is timeless, so take it if it resonates for you. Disregard the rest, my friends. Go about your day. And know that no matter what messages come through, it's still up to you, your active free will, the choices you make, and the steps you take in this world to get whatever fulfillment it is you'd like to see. To me, this is personal freedom, it's personal power, and it lies at the tips of your fingers and the soles of your feet, so use this power to do wisely. For all my subscribers, I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being here. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. If this resonates and you'd like to see more, please hit subscribe, join the journey with me, hang out in my kitchen more often. I'd love to have you along this ride. Before I get into the cards as well, I'm just going to take a moment to call in spirit. I'm going to ask Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, my team of light, and any of your spirit guides that would be here for the highest good of the entire collective to join us. I'm going to ask them to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, and any of you who would ask for it, as well as to use me as the clearest channel possible, delivering messages for the most farthest reaching. So my phone tried to go off. I'm just going to pause you guys. Okay, I'm back, guys. So let's get into your reading. I'm first going to pull the angel cards, so the romance angels cards. And what I'm going to do is do 3 different piles. So first will be you guys, Scorpio, your energy. The next will be the love or soul connections energy. And then we'll do one for the shared energy or the energy of the connection. Keep in mind that, again, because it's general, this may flip-flop. You may feel that whatever energy I'm reading for Scorpio, that doesn't really match yours, but the other side does. Again, just take it how it is because energy is fluid, okay? Thank you. So Spirit was pretty quick here with your side is trust, Scorpio. This situation is calling you to have faith. It's calling you, what I heard in it first off, is to trust in yourself, to trust in your abilities, to trust in your belief in God, in spirit, but it could even be just in better days and better things, a brighter future. They're coming, okay? And it is going to require a high level of trust. For some of you, it's trust within the relationship, and you have keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type or expectations. I think that for a lot of us, what they're coming at me with is if we've experienced disloyalty in the past or dishonesty in the past, we're working with a little bit more trust issues than maybe somebody who hasn't. So Spirit is asking us at this time with this situation that we need to keep an open mind about this partnership and have trust and have faith that what is meant to be for us in this life, whether it's this partnership or whether this partnership is a learning experience and a stepping stone along the way to something bigger and greater, we have to have trust and faith that if we feel it's right for us now, we do what we're guided to do and we take the steps and the actions that we're guided to take. So let's get the soul connections energy, please. These 2 cards for the soul connection. First, you have calling your soulmate. I like to see this. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help you bring you together. And them saying you here, to me, this sounds like for you. Now, some of you, you may be at a long distance situation and your soulmate is really trying to figure out. Oh, they dropped 2 cards, and I'm going to take those for the middle because they dropped in the middle, but express your love here. Go ahead and make a romantic gesture. To me, this feels like the romantic partner or the soul connection. If you are at a distance from each other, they are really trying to figure out how to bring you together, how to make it so that you can see each other. Like they're giving me an example, okay? So let's say you're both in school or something like that, and you are in separate schools, separate cities. It could be that, maybe you're only seeing each other on the weekends or every couple of weeks because the price of gas right now is crazy, things like this. They're reminding me to, again, keep that open mind because we do have the internet. A lot of us have FaceTime. We can use like Google Hangouts or whatever it is, or there is, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Zoom, things like that, where we can actually see each other. But I do think that your partner over here, they're hoping that they can either, if you guys haven't met, they're calling in their soulmate because they're ready to experience the divine love. But even if you have met and things are kind of either not where you want them to be right now, or you are at a distance. Spirit is saying, have trust in this partnership. Keep an open mind, because, again, things work out for our highest good. They work out how they're meant to be. So the middle, the two cards that fell in the middle is you deserve love. You are lovable. Absolutely. And this is something I think that both of you are working through this lesson to understand that you deserve love. You don't deserve second-rate, half-assed relationships. You deserve someone who's going to go all in. And I do believe in this partnership, you're both shooting for each other. You're both shooting that arrow, hoping that this is the right one. And we have forgiving and learning here that says, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in the present moments. And this is actually a beautiful energy to come out in between, because it's showing me that both parties know that there's healing to do. Because if only one person is working on themselves and healing and becoming more self-aware, then you have another person who, if there's anything wrong, may not really want to or be open to diving into that kind of stuff and creating change where it's possible. So I definitely feel like what they're telling me is this is quite an enlightened partnership. This is something where both of you are healing. Both of you, I do feel, are working on trust issues. And for you on your side, they're telling me just because this person may not have gone ahead and made the romantic gesture yet, and this may have you kind of questioning yourself or questioning your position within this relationship, and Spirit's like, keep an open mind. It could just be that it takes them longer to express themselves, or they want to make sure they're getting the words right. Have faith in this situation. So I'm going to ask one more message. Thank you. And they sent me two for the soul, like the in-between, and this is engagement with new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings, and your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Now this fell over on your side, but it's for the both of you. Those were the intentions. On the bottom here says religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious and spiritual upbringings. This feels like to me, because this is a soul connection. This is something calling in your soulmate and you needing to have faith and trust. To me, this doesn't, if it's a new person, then, this person is somebody that has been divinely guided to you, because you guys were supposed to meet in this lifetime, and there's a lot of changes that are going to be activated within both of you, and these changes and these activations are going to reverberate out into the wider world around you. This is a big partnership, and Spirit's like, don't get scared of this. Don't get scared of the magnitude. Focus on the joy and the happiness and the changes that this brings to your world. For some of you, they're telling me, like, it may not be that both of you are really spiritual. One of you may be more religious. And for some of us, what I heard is sacrilege. Like, for example, what I do to my, religious family may not seem cool to them, right? But for me, this is my spiritual path. And I think that if there is sort of like a situation where they're even giving me, like, if you're a Muslim and then Jewish, like the two of you trying to come together, if you're wanting to stay in your faith, this is going to really require some compromise, and it's going to be kind of difficult if you want to stay within your faith. And they're talking like conversion and things like this, that may be really difficult, and that it would be if there is two faiths colliding. Okay, so that's just part of it. But that also, this is, I heard, requiring us to reassess those kinds of notions as well, and whether that feels right for us or not. There's, what I'm hearing right now has to do with not wanting to compromise ourselves to be in the relationship, right? Not wanting to compromise our spiritual beliefs. Now, I do feel like this saying that your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment, it is because you are attracting in, both of you, much higher level soulmates than previously. Okay? So let's get a little bit of, I have the Psychic Tarot Oracle, and we'll get some clarification before I move into the tarot, please, because I have brought the Wine Strider Tarot today as well. So two cards flew out, not showing me them, but what showed itself for your side is the Four of Cups here, with discontentment and boredom. Now, part of this is because he's not looking at the right spot. It's like, for so long, I feel like potentially happiness has been out here. that if you can see, there's a path here, a road here, and to get from this castle to the next castle, it's quite a jaunt. And they may have, this particular card shows them kind of giving up and turning away. But if you look at the bottom here, the way the light is coming in, this is rainbow. To me, this is divinely guided. So the two other cards that flip themselves over, we have light and spiritual union. That's freaking awesome. If up until this point we've felt a little lovelorn or love lost, or just, what's the word they're giving me? Again, like this discontentment and boredom, feeling alone as well. Here is where we definitely need to make an open mind, because you have spiritual connection here. That this is definitely going to be different than other loves you've experienced in the past. And I do feel like with this light in here, Spirit is reminding you that we experience our world a lot by what we focus on. So if we're going to focus here on turning away and the sadness and kind of, I heard like the desperation, or just that moment of shutdown because we're not ready to deal with anything, we're going to miss a lot of things. A lot of fun time and a lot of play is what I heard in a relationship. This partnership, it takes two, and you see all of this light around it. I think also it's reminding us that we need to reach for the light in every situation. It doesn't mean that the darkness isn't going to be there, because that darkness, that is a rite of passage for many of us to experience that darkness so that we understand what the light means. If we've never experienced this love lost or lovelorn feeling and this boredom, how would we know what absolute perfection, or they're telling me like giddy too. Whatever this is, the situation, this partnership, if you're trusting in the situation and you allow yourself to feel these kinds of things, if you keep an open mind, you are going to feel elated in this partnership. Spirit, can you tell me about the light, please? Thank you. Two cards that came out was temptation with heartache and loss. And this is the darkness. You've already experienced it. Spirit's reminding you, I think, that this is the fear. That we cannot hold ourselves back from partnerships and relationships for fear of being left in the dark, for fear of being left behind, or for fear that it won't work out and that it's going to hurt us and we're going to be heartbroken. Because we're setting that up for itself right now if we do that. If we decide that, no, I'm not going to go any further because we have, this is what's happened in the past, this has been my experience. You're just creating a self-fulfilling thought loop and cycle. And Spirit's like, that's not what we want you to focus on. We want you to keep an open mind, a heart full of positivity, and knowing that better days are coming for you. It is your turn to experience the light. You have conquered that dark, my friend. And I think it's with that temptation here, it's a real reminder that every time that mentality starts seeping in, you go, no, don't want you. Get out of here. So for the soul connection side, we also have here with the 5 emotional loss. Let's see what else we have with this emotional loss for the soul connection portion, please. Thank you. And you have positive movement forward. So your partner or the soul connection here could also be recently moving on from something that's hurt their heart. If you see here that they are healing, they are taking their time, and this could be why they're calling in their soulmate, because they don't want to come to a soulmate connection still feeling hurt from the loss previous. They are definitely moving on. The thing with this 5, which is interesting because it's a progression, on your side you had the 4, here the loss has been acknowledged. And once we start to acknowledge it, this is where the change can start. This is where the progress can happen. And this is also this spiraling of light to let it go off into the universe. Again, knowing that, yes, this has happened. It's time to heal my heart. It is time to express my love. And this could also be, if this particular person I'm talking about, if you've known them for a while and you're like, well, I've kept an open mind, but I really couldn't understand if they liked me or not because they didn't say anything. It could just be, again, because they were trying to get their heart ready and heart straight. So what is the movement forward for the soul connection? Is fulfillment and wishes. and I know this is not a peach, but it always reminds me of a peach, but it could even be like a bean sprout, that there is gold once you allow this particular opportunity to grow. This is also in the heart space as well, that this person is very much in their heart space and realizing that the more they heal, the more they let go of what's hurt them, they're opening up space to experience their fulfillment in this world. And it feels a lot like this fulfillment is you in this partnership. It is a very, very positive energy. So let's get some thank you. This your energy is destiny. With religious factors, this is meant to be. I heard once in a lifetime kind of love. Tell me about destiny, please, Spirit. And again, what's meant to be will be. It will find a way. And I feel like there may be, like what they're telling me here, you have your third eye chakra. They're telling me along the lines of basically, no, it could be both, right? Especially with this spiritual union here. That both of you are having a lot of trouble to just get the other person off your mind. You may also have a very spiritual connection in terms of telepathic bond. You may feel like you could say something, like if you're together, you could say something and they're like totally shocked. How did you know that? How did you say that? And you're like, I don't know, I just thought about it, because without even being aware, you're communicating telepathically. I think both of you are really giving way to surrender on the intuition and allowing the intuition here to blow the sails the way they need to go, allowing your connection to the divine as well to move you forward, and to know that connection to your intuition, this is part of your connection to source, but it's also your divine birthright being here on this planet at this time. So tell me one more thing about this third eye chakra. They are talking about something about not opening it. Can you give me a little bit more clarification on the third eye chakra, please? That you will both benefit and this partnership will benefit the more you both follow your intuition, and awareness comes up with this as well. This is huge because this is the first card in the deck. You are in contact with the divine. I'm getting like tingles. They want me to show you the bottom of the deck, which is in the reverse, but it's envy and deceit, deception and envy, with the truth right underneath that. So I do feel like, again, on your end, you're working on trust and having faith, that I think you're going to know on an energetic level whether this person's telling the truth. And I think it's also when they come to you expressing this love, it's whether or not you're going to accept this as truth. But both, this being in the middle, this awareness, is both of you are becoming a lot more aware of your own psychic abilities, and as well as the connection between the two of you. Now, what I heard is this may be like a healing kind of group or something as well, that this situation is destined to be, and it may mean that you guys meet, if it's at school, it may even that you meet doing something that you never thought you would have done. Maybe you want to take Reiki, or I also heard sound healing for some of you. But this partnership, what I heard is it is of the light, and if you don't resonate with being a healer already, it's going to bring the healer out in you, because both energies, when they are in union and they are combined, it is a huge, profound healing effect on what I heard is the recipients or the people around, like you guys. But not only that, because this energy is going to magnify, and your light come together is only going to be brighter. Like you have the power in this passionate relationship, is what I heard, to light up the dark, not only for yourself, for people around you as well. The card that went to the bottom, or that fell down there, was the Nine of Pentacles. Now, it is something like it could have been slow moving and it's long awaited, but it's stable once it gets here. So there's also the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands, the Ten of Cups in the reverse, and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Let's get a little bit more on this Ten of Cups, please, with the Queen of Swords. And the Six of Pentacles comes out with the Sun on the bottom of the deck. Happiness and light and fulfillment. That's what this Nine of Pentacles is. Wishes come true. You're wise beyond your years and you have gained that pentacle. You have gained success. To me as well, this King and Queen of Wands, you guys may be soulmates. Yes, obviously, but this could also be twin flame, okay? That you were created from the same spark. And they're also giving me with this not to romanticize the twin flame aspect. I mean, it's wonderful because you're only going to meet your twin once. You only have one twin. However, not all twins are meant to be in this lifetime. There may be meetings and chance meetings and wonderful happenings where the energy of both of you is meant to help transform and enlighten the other. And this definitely, to me, is counterparts. The Ten of Cups in the reverse with the Queen of Swords in the reverse, I feel like this is your energy as well, but it's come out kind of in the middle. One thing I heard is you may have an air sign around you, or you may have air in your chart where there could be someone trying to block this union with the Ten of Cups. Stop it from coming back together. So if you resonated as well with the twin partnership, there could potentially be a lot of, and this is other relationships too, but because it gets so intense, there could be a coming together and a going away, a coming together and a going away, the union separation, because as you come together, something is triggered within one or both of you, and it's so intense that it needs a breather. So for some of you, that's what this is. It's just that it's hard to get your mind around it. But for others of you, again, with this Ten of Cups in the reverse, they're again showing me this heartache and loss. And on the other side, there's emotional loss there. It could just be, again, that neither one of you guys are fully trusting your heart at this moment. Tell me about the Queen of Swords in the reverse, please. That's a lot. So one card just flew out, and I want to show you what's in my hand. The Sun again. So we're going to turn these up and ask you to think clearly. That's what I heard, is that if there's something that's still lingering heavy on your heart, or some internal niggle that's telling you this is not the partnership for me, or I don't know if that's what love looks like. This is something in our mental space. And what I heard is for some of you, this is heed those warnings, because you got to do what's right for you. And if you go against your heart and you go against your mind and you replaying thought loops over this isn't going to be a very fun time. But it does look like it brings a lot more stability and balance, and while it may take longer to get here, it gives you wish fulfillment. It brings the Sun. There is definitely a lot of awareness to be had here. So why I wanted to show you this is they showed me it like this, with the Page of Cups on the bottom, coming forward, the first steps, and the Five of Swords here. But this Knight is done. He's had a hard, taxing time. So there's a lot here. I'm going to put those back. I do feel like, again, this is very similar to these Queen of Swords and this Ten of Cups in the reverse. Is, again, we're wanting to make a movement forward, but there's something clouding the way. There's been an internal struggle. It could be battle with other people. That, again, with the mental state, it's just not up to par right now, and that's okay if we need to wait in order to bring it together so that both parties are kind of in a much more clear and stable place. So I'm going to end here with the Whispers of Love Oracle, and please, Spirit, can you give me some messages for Scorpio? Let's throw it everywhere. The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus from the problem back to love. Again, this is choosing every time to shift your focus and knowing that we have the power on what we focus on. If we are continually led back to all the heartbreak we've experienced, ask yourself, Spirit, is there a reason why you keep showing me this heartbreak, or can I move on now? Because I'm ready to move on with my life. I'm ready to move on with truth and trust that this partnership, if it's meant to be, is going to come. And I think as well as everything's in divine timing. So for some of you, they're telling me, this might take a while because, again, it's slow moving. But it doesn't mean that it's not what's meant for you, but to enjoy yourself in the meantime. Spirit, can you tell me about the soul connection, please? Some guidance going forward for the soul connection. Thank you. Take a chance on love. Which is similar here. Express your love. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. And this also, to me, comes with this positive movement forward and wish fulfillment. And can you give some advice for the shared portion of the connection, please? If you guys are not in partnership now, it will be when both of you, it's not just one, it will be when both of you are in alignment and much more stable and grounded place with that Six of Pentacles and the Sun. One card, please, for the soul connection. Thank you. So it brought me to express love through gifts. Giving a small token to someone expresses your love to them. And the heart of the matter. There is more going on than meets the eye. Recognize what this is all about. And I think that this is important rather than just waiting for someone else to make the move. We're being proactive both ways, sending little gifts. Sometimes these gifts can be a, hey, how's it going? Or, hey, I was at this crystal shop and I found something and I thought of you. Because again, with this connection, the third eye connection, that I find could be also very helpful. Sometimes you could think about them and think, you know what, I want to get them a gift, I want to do something. And you get that gift, and when you give it to them, they're going to be blown away because how did you know? And then sometimes too, just your own psychic and prophetic knowing. Like for example, they're giving me this one, yellow calcite. Okay, maybe you are, maybe they're struggling right now and they're looking for this wish fulfillment, looking for this solar plexus energy, and you're working towards the light. One thing I heard is could be like you go in somewhere, you see yellow calcite, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to get that for them. And, you give it to them. You have no idea what this means because it could actually very much help them and kind of heal their self-worth and their self-confidence and kind of remove these obstacles towards coming forward and giving and sharing their heart. So that's the message I have. I want to check the bottom here. And it says, do something for someone else. Give your attention to someone else. And this is very, very beautiful energy. Both of you guys moving into a much more harmonious place and union coming into fruition. It's just, again, that these types of unions require a lot of hard work on our part because we're going through so much. Both of you, this isn't even just forgiving each other if there's been a past relationship. It's literally looking at the things in your past that have held you back and needing to work through them, but knowing you deserve love and that whatever this is, it is beautiful, beautiful energy, that you guys are in alignment with each other. So express those truths, express your gifts of love, show up for each other and show up for you. That's the message I have. I hope it resonates. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon. Mwah. Bye, guys.